Hi, welcome to video number 2. Now today I'm going to have a chat about the route I'm taking, starting at Ocean Beach in San Diego in California, heading east, finishing in Myrtle Beach in South Carolina, starting January the 6th. Now the reason for a winter start is the first third of this journey will be taken through the hills in California, moving up into Arizona, up into Mexico, over the Great Divide and then down through into Texas, and so on and so forth. Now, the winter start means I'm going to be hitting Arizona in pleasant conditions. I've checked through all the average temperatures, etc., for all the 11 states I'm passing through, and I believe a winter start would be a better option for myself. It's not, I don't live in a cold country, but it's not that hot either in North Wales, it's not. So that's the reason for the early start. It will be cold in New Mexico, and I appreciate that. There will be snow on the ground for a couple of the days, if not maybe a week or so when I'm out there, especially going over what's called the Continental Divide, where we're looking at probably about 8,000 feet elevation. So it's going to be cold, but I think I prefer the cold in New Mexico to the heat in Arizona. I mean, it's an offset basically, and I think I'd rather have the colder weather where it can get warm. The services are going to be few and far between, so obviously a little bit colder. I think the hydration issues in hot weather will be far more of a hindrance than they will in the cold. Also, as we move down through Texas, we go into towards the eastern seaboard there, we've got Oklahoma, Arkansas, then we have Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia and South Carolina. Finishing in around about, say, the end of May, June the 1st. We're missing a lot of the high humidity as well. We're gradually moving into this into the spring and then towards the back end of the spring, so humidity will be rising quite considerably, but it's not as much as it would be if we hit there later. Obviously, starting where I'm starting, I can get the barren areas and most of the severe sort of climb out of the way first and then drop down slowly as we get to the finish, which again, I'd rather do it that way around than the other way around. Plus, I think there's a psychological thing as well where you're moving nearer home, and it does go on your mind. It does, because I've been there many times, and I know that if you're moving or appear to be moving back home, it does make a big difference psychologically. And psychology in these things is very important. You're by yourself, for miles after miles, after days. You need to be switched on, you need to be focused, you need that mindset where it will be done. You don't need distractions, you need to be getting on with the job. So again, getting the barren areas out the way first and then knowing that you're coming into more populated areas, that is another boost. So that is the reason for choosing the Pacific side first, finishing the Atlantic. The reason for the 2 points is it's the shortest point I can do without dropping into Mexico. Now, being a foreigner, I'm bound by visa time, so I don't really have the time frame to sort of stroll through at my own pace and just take it easy or decide to go to a different state and back. We are geared by a time and we need to adhere to that, otherwise you get deported before we finish, which that's not going to happen. I will finish it, I'll finish in the time, but that is why I picked the shortest available. So there we are. So it's San Diego to Myrtle Beach, about 3,000 miles tops. We're going to look at about 2,800, and then any deviations will take it on, but I can't see it being more than 3,000, hopefully a lot less. So that's the time frame, about 6 months, a little bit less. Distance, 3,000, maybe a bit less. We're starting at the Pacific, finishing at the Atlantic. So that's the route in a nutshell. The next couple of videos we'll be doing the individual states, and we go through into any pitfalls, etc., that we can come across. So hopefully that's going to feed a little bit of imagination, and maybe you want to come out and follow me and see how we get on first. There's information about tracking devices as well, which is going to be coming up. Very, very important piece of information about safety. So that's in the next video. So until then, we'll see you and take care.